So this is an RP sim. It's a vampire, lichen, fae, open to all those different groups for RP. It's an adult rated sim. For me, I began Second Life role-playing as a vampire, and I stayed a vampire for quite a while. But in the end, I eventually stopped role-playing vampire with Bloodlines. It was with Bloodlines. I guess that's why my SL experience was a bit different, because as soon as I came into the game, role-playing is something that I was instantly put into, and as a vampire with the Bloodlines, and I really liked it. I really did. I wish though that I had been able to stay with the clan that turned me. As far as I know, I believe that clan is no longer around. But yeah, I found it to be fun. The last vampire clan that I RP'd in was a Vampire Masquerade RP with a medieval theme, and this is what I'm wearing is medieval wardrobe. This is my Bloodlines HUD. I still keep all of my Bloodlines stuff, just in case I ever decide to go back. I am at a pretty high level in Bloodlines, so I might go back someday. You meet a lot of interesting people that way. Bloodlines was very fun. I really liked it. A lot of other RPs, there's, as I mentioned, this sim and this clan, they take lichens and fays. Lichens are werewolves. My partner, who is now my close friend, was a lichen. Started out as a lichen. Was a hybrid, but before we stopped Bloodlines, he went back to just being a lichen. But there's those type of RPs. Many lichens have their own clans, separate clans, and there's a vampire and lichen war within Bloodlines, so you're able to play that within Bloodlines. That war, it looked like it's kind of fun. I never participated, but it looked really fun. Within role-playing, there are the CCS, NCCS, and DCS that I know of. Fighting HUDs, fighting systems. I have been on CCS. I hope I'm saying that right. I think it's CCS and DCS. Fighting systems, and they're both really fun. Have a lot of weapons, animations. My very last RP was Viking RP, and with that RP, I did participate in the battles. It was awesome. I liked it a lot. But I eventually stopped doing that because I needed a mouse, and I never had the time to actually go out and look for one and buy one. I've always used my touchpad and my arrow keys, but for that roleplay in particular, that wasn't enough. You really need a mouse to play that RP into fight. And that's what I like about a lot of the role plays. Not all of them involve fighting and battling, but the ones that do, it gets you more involved, and it's really fun. It makes SL worthwhile. One of the things that makes SL worthwhile. Another form of role-playing or RP is time period role-play. I've never participated in it. It seemed like it's a bit difficult to get into. I've just visited a lot of the different sims, and they're really nice. This one is Egyptian RP. Well, I've always tried to get into an Egyptian RP, and I just brought a lot of Egyptian stuff, so maybe one day I'll really get into it. The sims are really beautiful. There's ancient Rome, ancient Greece, and then there's a separate one that I saw called Spartan. So I think it's specifically kind of war and army type of RP, just like the Viking RP that I was in was specifically war and fighting. And you'll find a lot of that where it's just specifically fighting, whereas like most of the Egyptian ones and Greek ones, you're RPing society. Speaking of society, there is urban roleplay, and within urban roleplay, there is, as I mentioned in the previous video, elementary school, high school roleplay. And it's not just for teenagers. Adults can have a teenager AV and create a character in RP. Participate in that, create your character. That's something I forgot to mention. When you're role playing, you create a character, and based around the theme and concept of the RP in which you're going to participate in. I used to RP in Crackden. It was interesting. It was really interesting. Crackden seems to be at the time that I was in it anyway, was very popular. There may be some people that still do it to a large extent. It was really interesting. I'll put up the sites and everything for that in the site for Second Life Roleplay, where there's a lot more information, more in-depth information about role playing.